Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Scanner Fox. Come back to another episode of Let's Play Crusader Kings 3. We're continuing on as House Musashi, and we left off the last episode kind of in a little bit of a cliffhanger here, where we were basically just going to war with this one guy right down here. And it does look like it's probably going to be a war that we're going to do pretty well with. There are a few plans that I have for this episode, and I hope that they go really, really well. We're just going to have to wait and see, though, because, things don't always go the way that you plan them to, but I'm pretty hopeful here. So let's go ahead and let's do a few things here. Let's go ahead and take care of these things. We are going to go ahead and do stewardship here. Oh, never mind, we can't actually yet, but we are going to get to that point. So just bear with me for the time being. We're going to go ahead and hand that off to our grandson. And then we're also going to assign this to that guy right there. Okay, so that should be good. I think prisoner-wise, we can go ahead and get rid of that person. That's fine. We can go ahead and modify our grandson's contract right there. Negotiate an alliance with this guy is great. That we just did that. All right, we can marry a second spouse. Go ahead and do that. And one thing I want to go ahead and do, I want to go ahead and go to an activity, and I want to go ahead and get a festival started in my realm. We'll go ahead and up that a little bit. And we are going to change this down here to encourage cohesion within our block. Okay. With that being said, everything should be on the up and up as we go forward. We are going to let this keep on riding here. I accept that. That is fine. And everything looks good here. So now we're just going to wait and get our cohesion up. Yep, we're going to do that. Anything to improve the cohesion of the block. Yep, that's fine. All right, there we go with that. Friendship, there we go. And now that that's done, I want to go ahead and look at our block for a moment. And we are currently at... As attacker, sorry, okay, except fine. Okay, first of all, we do have a negative one, which I'm kind of confused about. House aspiration leading. Okay, government differs from the leading house. Okay, interesting. So they're not Soryu. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't realize that at first, but that's okay. We'll worry about that here in a moment. So let's go over here. Let's deal with this problem. And now we're going to go down here and we're going to attack this small band for the time being. There we go. And this should be a relatively quick war. I mean, even though it is a long siege, it'll take us not much time at all. Okay, and we should be at the maximum thing here, and 15 should be more than enough to leverage our advantages. If at first you don't succeed, we'll just try again. I'm not that worried about it. We'll figure that out here in due time. I'm not in really that big of a hurry for this to pop off because it goes pretty quick. Okay, and with that, we should be done with that war, which is nice. Disband this, and we're going to start building up our money again. House joins block OTA. Okay, cool. House block member. Okay, changed. Good. Let's look at our block now. It does have this guy here still in a pretty cruddy spot. Is there acknowledged block leadership? No. No, we're not that worried about that. I wonder if there's anybody else that we can actually invite to the block. Let's see if there's any other Soryu governments like down here maybe. So maybe we can actually get some of these guys or something to join our block. I want to see if there's any other guys like, can this guy? No. Can this guy? No, he doesn't want to. Nope. Nope, she's already in the block. He's in the block already. No. No. Hmm. Still looking to see if there's any other options. I don't see there being any, so continuing on. At this point, kind of just makes it more difficult that this guy is in our block, but not actually a part of it. From house relations within block. Okay. Hmm. Not necessarily the best either way. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything we can do here. Oh, they're still in a positive, I guess, thing with us. I guess we're still thinking positively of everyone in the block, so we'll worry about that in a moment. Sure, we'll take the stress to move this up a little bit. No, not that worried about that. Okay. Let's do that. We're gonna every time we get a festival, we're going to try and join it, because festivals are usually pretty just, you know, are pretty much good for us all at pretty much all times. Because anytime we can actually encourage our block to be more cohesive and stuff, I think it ends up being better for us. We'll actually take that small army right there. Holding is in a brewing house building. Sure. Yeah, we'll do that, I guess. Let's hurry and get there. Disappointing. Okay, we didn't make it in time. Too many crazy things happened along the way, but that's alright. I'm not too worried about that. Let's see. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to remove this guy from the block because there's too much negativity with him being in there and stuff, and him not being the same um, thing as us kind of hurts us a little bit. So let's see if we can't pull off the assassination here with this one. Great. While we get familial kinslayer, that's actually pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Mm, Oh well. I mean, it is what it is. We just gonna have to live with that one, I guess. Yeah, shunned by the Kompaku, your liege. Okay, well, we'll be fine for now. Everything we'll be fine as time goes on. We're still just trying to get to 75 right here. So what is this right here? Imperial policy war. Ooh, interesting. Interesting time for that to happen too. Um, but we'll just keep on going. Because the only thing that we're really worried about this is getting this to 75. And if you're watching this, you're probably figuring out why. So once this gets up to that point, we'll talk about what the next stage is for us. Second thing is we need to like just get a ton of money. So the more money that we get, the better. Let's go ahead and improve this to apostate, and then we're going to go ahead and do this and get that to 10%. Trying to get as much money as humanly possible for the upcoming thing that I'm going to try and do. Hopefully it works out for us. We do have a total of 8,658 total troops for our block, but most of them are in fact coming from me. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not really getting a whole lot of help from these guys. There's only a few things in there for us from other people. So there is that. So I need this guy to turn into that guy, unfortunately for him. Alright, so now back to looking at this. We should be just about done. Not worry about the stress there. And voila, pause. Okay, so faction. We're going to go ahead and create an installing region faction, which is something that I've been wanting to kind of do for quite some time. We can send an ultimatum. We do have plenty enough strength against them now, so we're going to go ahead and press demands right this moment. One thing that I want to do is, bam, do that. We're going to go ahead to mercenaries first. And we're going to, oh, I was going to grab these. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. but I think it's fine. I think we can go ahead and get the Mohei band, and we can actually get this right here. And that leaves us with 199. We can actually look at some of the other bands pretty quickly. We're going to go ahead and also get these guys here. Then Ward is awesome. And with that, we can go ahead and march these guys together here. And let's see if we can't call any of our allies. I think that they're either already there, they're like, they're pretty much going to be. Already, they're either already in it or they're not, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attack these guys here. And we're going to go ahead and attack these guys with this other band right now. I don't know if we actually win this because I think they might actually have a large number of troops as well. But okay, no, actually, that was kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird battle right there. It looks like it kind of flip flopped between us and then the Kapaku's army and then the other guy's army. Um, just kind of a weird war all the way around. But we're gonna go ahead and siege the Imperial Palace in Heian, and then we'll focus on these guys after the fact because we'll go for these guys next because they do have like a nice sizable stack over here. So we'll do that right there. Oh, okay. Pause. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do that. Enforce it. We actually captured them in the war. So the Daijin court let us tour the palace. Let's go ahead and do that. Hold up, guys. Hold up. All right. Let's take a moment to look at it. This is actually a really cool chord that they've added into the game. Cannot actually believe that actually worked out. You are now the mighty Daijin, which is a really cool title name. We're gonna let this slide for time being. Let's go ahead and look at our court artifacts. I have a ton of them. We have some different ornaments that we can actually hold. Don't know if these are things that we've collected ourselves over time, but either way, pretty cool. Let's do that. Just a lot of stuff to post up. Oh, we actually have a throne and everything. That's actually so cool. I think that's everything. Diplomatic court, scholarly. I mean, we'll do diplomatic. I'm not worried about that. Japonic is obviously fine. We're gaining 16 gold a month, so let's go ahead and let's get this up to 4. I want the prestige to go up, obviously. Core grandeur is fine. I'm not too worried about this one. And we'll do that one as well. Okay, and that should be fine. We'll leave these improvements and then we'll get this up a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and just clear all this out. Let's disband our armies. And we have 2 other pieces of land now that we actually have. I want to see what's actually mine. It looks like there's a bunch of stuff. So first of all, I don't think I need Okatama anymore. So let's go ahead and hand that off to our grandson over here. And then we'll also, I guess we'll look at see what we actually have as the weakest of these. Let's give up Tsukunama, or I think that's what it's called. Forgive me for a butchering of the name there, but I think that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and give those out. Let's look at hold court here. Let's just gesture the first person in. We'll do that. Tutor is fine. We'll do this one right here, and that's good. Okay, gets our court grandeur up a little bit. And now, honestly, we have this right here, form shogunate. You are the ruling region. Open this to learn how further consolidate your power. You are the ruling region of Japan and is the de facto ruler. However, as shogun, you would have even greater power. So let's look. To become shogun, there are some requirements you must fulfill. Let's look at them now. Okay. So in order to formalize it, however, to do so, there are 3 major obstacles to overcome. Enact powerful ministries law, which is basically Crown Authority 3, like for the feudal system in Europe. Your level of fame is exalted among all men, which I believe I have. So I do have that. And your legitimacy level is a 4 or greater, which we are at 3, so we still have to get that up quite a bit to get to To get to 4, I think we actually have to go about 500. So that one's actually not too terrible, though. I think we can actually get that. And first, let's look at the state of your laws, which this is the important thing anyway, because this is the one that you want. But the Yamato culture does not have royal prerogative innovation yet, but we should be able to get that now. I'm not too worried about this form Shogun. I understand. I'm not too worried about that part. Let's look at the Yamato culture, which I do believe that we are the cultural head of probably relatively soon. Oh, it says we're not actually, which is kind of funny. Let's look at this because if we can get royal prerogative, that'd be great. But 264 years is quite a long time. And we do have quilted armor coming soon, so there is that, I guess. Not that I'm really ever looking to get that. Oh, there we go. Now we just got it. It just took a little bit of time for that to pop up. So now with that, our culture, we're going to go ahead and focus on this. And I'm not worried about Suki. I mean, well, actually, let's do it just because we're already so close. We might as well purify them with fire. I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and now get our county development to the capital because there's really no reason not to at this point. And now we're just going to let our gold basically pop up. We do have this guy here. We do have a vassal that is wanting to become a regent. Okay. We're going to try to convert some of these people into Shinto, by the way, while we're sitting here. We're going to go ahead and do a hunt, I think. And let's see if we can't find this guy and actually try to get him assassinated in the middle of it. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see if this is actually an option because he may not also be a part of this, but if he is, it'd be very, very convenient for me. Well, let's see first of all, because there might be quite a few people here. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Hopefully I don't miss these guys because there's so many of these different coat of arms that actually look pretty close to us. But everyone looks like they actually like somewhat like us, so we'll actually leave with that. Leave that be. Let's do let's do that one right there. Try to befriend him while we're here. Pay ransom. Beautiful. Soon. We do have some more ransoms that are going to keep coming in, which is really nice. Alright, so there we go. Hostile faction has been disbanded. Looks like all the factions are pretty much disbanded with us, which is awesome to see. That's really the only thing that can really go wrong here is if the factions kind of go against you, but if you can get around that, you're probably okay. Okay, awesome. Actually, works out good for us. This character is probably not long for the world, but let's go ahead and negotiate alliance. Upgrade house. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So let's go ahead and do prosperity, I think. Select that. No, I got ill, which is terrible timing for that, by the way. We're going to go ahead and move this as well. Oh, it says we're going to die in a year, which is not good. Um, let's see. Is there any way? I don't think we're even going to be able to do that. I don't think we can even switch to that, even if we wanted to. Negotiate an alliance. We can actually make another men-at-arms regiment, which is actually really good. We're going to go ahead and do 2 mounted samurai, which I don't feel like is a shock, really, because they're just that good. We're going to go ahead and bump them all the way up, at least one of them. Your son and vassal. Who's my player heir, I guess, is the question. Our oldest son here is our player heir and son. We're going to go ahead and elect him as co-monarch. You'll become my designated heir, which I am perfectly fine with. And now we're going to go ahead and station all of the guys that we don't have stationed already. Basically because they're just that good. So, and it's so OP to do so. Alrighty. And now we're going to go ahead and move our manor. Please stop clicking that, me. We're going to go ahead and move that to Heian. There we go. I'm just going to let this go up a little bit. Let us get us some money. Alright, we can upgrade that now. And 27 days shouldn't take any time at all. And beautiful. Okay. And now we're looking at our culture. This should be really close. 4 months is actually just like right around the corner. It says I'll be dead within a year, but man, I mean, at a certain point, I feel like we got to be getting better, right? Let's see if there's any decisions or anything that we can do. Let's see. Alrighty, and there we go. We got the fascination that we wanted. So now we're going to move this down over here to royal prerogative, which is good. 32 would be good. And wilted armor comes up in 10, so that works out great as well. We do have some. Now we have some factions that are popping up now. Restore Kokushi Yoshimoshi. He wants to restore the ceremonial monarch to power, which I gotta be honest. I want to see if I can't demand his conversion, which would be really cool. No. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's see if we can't actually get this guy. That would be pretty good. Oh, and we lost the ill trait, which is really nice. Let's see if we can't. Oh, we do actually have that at 24, which is really good. I want to do this though before this character does die. So because he does have such good stats, it'd be really terrible to not pull this off before then. You take all of the title. Oh, what? Oh, we can actually go to war with this guy over here, which is where are you at? Oh, the Xinjiang, which is I guess where China used to be before it collapsed upon itself. But we're not worried about China right now. We got too many things going on, and our character just died, which is very unfortunate. But all the same, we still have become the Kampaku of Japan. We're gonna go ahead and pause it. Our heir is unmarried, so our son is 19, which is fine. We're gonna go ahead and marry him off there, and our character does have a ton of stewardship stuff, which is fine because he's almost got avaricious. But what we want to do first is we want to go ahead and get learning. We're going to go ahead and do the development here, and we're also going to go down to the scientific because we need to get scientific first, and then even plant cultivation, and even at that point, scholarly circles, and like just going down these things right here, I think are going to be a little bit better because this character is 51, he's already old, and we need to get royal prerogative as soon as we can, and we need other things to go be popping off as well. So we just need to go ahead and get those things as well. But with that being said, I think now that means it's a good time as any to go ahead and call this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like in the section below. If you want to see more in the future, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. It means a great deal. And in the next episode, we're going to be trying to push towards consolidating the power in Japan and forming the shogunate. So stay tuned and watch out for the next one. Bye-bye.